Hi, everybody. Craig here. Welcome to episode 14 of my 6-player free-for-all Age of Wonders 3 playthrough series. In this series, myself and 5 AI opponents set to Emperor difficulty are playing a true free-for-all game in which there are no set teams. In this series, I'm playing as the Nomad Sorcerer, Quora the Desert Rose. In our last episode, we continued to work on our diplomatic relationship with Caradon Duraga, and again, we are trying very, very hard to make an alliance with him. We've even sent him a proposal, if I remember correctly, that involved, yes, we've already made a proposal, so we sent him an alliance proposal with a huge gift of mana to see if that will perhaps sway things in our favor. We've also continued to explore and expand. We've met another of our opponents, in this case, Olarmian Robstone, who's a dwarf warlord. And what's interesting there from a diplomatic standpoint is that I do believe there is some war going on, if I look. Yeah, so Olarmian is actually at war with Brock Goldrand. So the dwarves are quarreling with each other, apparently, which is kind of interesting because they're both evil. Brock Goldrand being pure evil and Olarmian being evil. So I guess they are competing to see who the biggest bad is. But in any case, that's kind of interesting. So we might have to jump in and see if maybe we can pick up the pieces and perhaps kill whoever survives that war. But before I jump into the episode proper, I did just want to give a couple of quick shout outs to a few individuals who left some excellent comments on the previous episode. The first of those comments is from Gladden. Gladden mentioned, and this was in response to my question last episode about what to do with Karzan. So here's Karzan's stack, and I was trying to figure out what would be the best course of action. I was definitely leaning towards sending him to the Shadow Realm, and indeed that's what Gladden is suggesting would be a good fit for him. I think heading in there to then do some exploration and clearing of structures would be highly useful. And something that Gladden mentioned is that in terms of other things I could do to improve the performance of this group once they are in the Shadow Realm, when it comes to a research choice, we're currently working on advanced logistics, but once we have that finished, we could grab Shadow Realm Advantage. Now what this does is it makes all units gain Shadow Walker, and that allows them to be immune to Shadow Sickness in the Shadow Realm. And Archer, Infantry, Irregular, and Pikemen will also gain Shadow Running, which I think gives them more mobility in the Shadow Realm, if I'm not mistaken. So overall, that could be a really good upgrade just to improve the performance of all of my units in the Shadow Realm, because many of them will still be vulnerable to Shadow Sickness. Let's just take a look at an example here. So you can see that my Nomad Rock here is vulnerable to Shadow Sickness. And what that means is that while in the Shadow Realm, they'll have -1 defense, -1 resistance, and -1 damage output. So obviously anything I could do to perhaps improve that would be very, very useful to get rid of that debuff. Would benefit most of my units tremendously. So really good suggestion from Gladden. The next comment here is from Insert Username. Insert agreed as well with sending Karzan into the Shadow Realm, in particular because I had declined the quest. If I pan over here, I think it was this, yeah, this vassal had offered me a quest, and it was, going to give me a unit as a reward, which I didn't think was all that valuable, and I declined it. And so now there's really nothing keeping me in this kind of area of the map. And so it really does make sense to send Karzan to the Shadow Realm, and so that's exactly what we're going to do. So I appreciate the excellent comments and suggestions and the responses to my query of kind of what to do next. And without any further ado, let's jump into the episode. So, as I mentioned, we are going to send Karzan into the Shadow Realm. It's going to take him a little bit to get there just because he has to get through the forest, but that's totally fine. We had a few other things to do here. We were still kind of midway through our turn when I ended the last episode. Our Theocrat is ready to go here. Now, again, Olarmian has actually captured this city from Brock, and you can see that it's currently got that smoke coming off it because it's just been captured, and is currently being converted over. So, in the meantime, I'm going to take my Theocrat, and I think I'm going to try and just clear out a few of these structures, maybe. Otherwise, I'm not really sure what would be best to do. I'm just looking around. Yeah, there isn't really a whole lot of other stuff to clear out here without getting into enemy territory. So I think we'll start by just clearing out these structures in the water to improve the performance here of our merfolk dwelling. So let's head up and do that. We can just start working on it. We'll go over there. And then we might even jump across, make landfall over here, go for this lost library, and see what else is over here that we could perhaps clear out. Got a lot of join offers. We don't have enough gold at the moment to really facilitate any of those. A couple of places have grown into villages. Let's see. Now, does Quora have any movement left? Perfect. Okay, so Quora's stack has undergone some fairly substantial revisions of late. We managed to acquire an Orc Wandering Blade. Recently, we got our Meliad evolved into an Epimelid. And now we've got a new Nomad Rock, as well as some animals here like Baby Shock Serpent, Baby Reed Serpent. So I was kind of thinking about how best to do this. So I think what I'll probably do is keep this stack kind of largely as they are. And then I'm going to move this unit down to join this fledgling group. And I was going to send them underground to try to deal with that quest. I just don't know if that's going to be possible. But there is a cave entrance here. So if I jump underground... Oh, that's the Shadow Realm. Underground. So we don't know where this one is, but the quest that we are still trying to do for this Naga dwelling is over here. And the easiest way to get there, unfortunately, well, it's not very clear, because this wall between the dwelling and this area we've already explored with the cave entrance, there's a undiggable wall here. So I don't think we'll be able to get across. And we might be able to get through here, but we can't see that for sure. So let's just jump back up to the surface here. So there's that cave entrance. So I suppose we could just make a straight shot for that. You know what? I don't hate that idea. So let's see. This group, let's see how far they can go. If we just start heading that way... Sorry, I just got to go back. So it's this cave entrance here, I believe. Okay, so can we get this guy to join in? Yes, we can. Perfect. That way we have the digging capability with the prospector there. And then, you know what? Maybe we start just forming another unit with this group. The rock, like I said, it would be nice to maybe have in this group. We could even start trying to clear stuff as we go through just to gain additional experience and resources. But quite frankly, I think it would be better to focus just on the quest if possible. Now, the big problem we're going to run into, of course, is that if we look... Wrong tile there. We want to look at the quest. We've only got 7 turns left, and I truthfully don't know if we will be able to make it there in time. That's the biggest problem we're going to run into. Now, in regards to these serpents, I do want them to gain experience alongside the hero if at all possible, because that is going to allow them to potentially level up and become eventually maybe tier 4 units. Now, Quora herself could also go into this Shadow Gate, which could be pretty cool. Let's jump over to the Shadow Realm. We do have a scout in there. Ooh, and look at this. We've got an Obsidian Dragon with some undead units and a sprite. Excuse me, a lightning sprite here. So that's a little scary. But we've got structures to clear out, including a Shadow Sanctuary here. Looks like a gemstone mine up there. So definitely worth, I think, maybe seeing what we can find here in the Shadow Realm. Just seeing if my scout can find any cities or anything over here. We do know that there is an Archon dwelling down here. So, yeah, I think Quora might be well-equipped to head into the Shadow Realm here shortly. But let's engage this battle first. Well, we're up in the surface world still. And like I said, good opportunity to get some experience. Perhaps with our little Shock Serpent there, if we can. We do have to be a little bit careful, because that Shock Serpent did take some damage. Now, thankfully, they've used up all their ranged attacks, so I don't have to be nearly as cautious as a result. Quora did take some punishment, so I'm going to drop a heal on Quora here. There we go. And then, I think we can be pretty aggressive here. The only trick is that these are pikeman units, so I do have to watch out a little bit. But as you can see, heavy damage. We can step Quora up, do a little blasting, get the kill that way. Spitting Spider can move up to assist as well. Not going to be able to get close enough to do heavy damage, but that's fine. Our Wandering Blade can help us out with some heavy melee strike here. Yep, very good. Gonna move our Shock Serpent in to hopefully maybe help out a little bit with some experience. And the Nymph can cruise up as well. Now, I suspect the Rock is probably going to get attacked here. Oh, no. Okay, going for my Orc. A flank attack there. That's totally fine. Now, what I am going to do is just kind of gang up on this unit here with what I've got. Now, my Shock Serpent certainly could get the kill. I'm just going to check and see. Yeah, and that's what we'll do. Let's get the kill with the baby Shock Serpent. And there's a nice level up. Very good. Nice. Okay, a little bit of gold and a Tier 1 irregular unit, a Siron Prospector. I will take that. If nothing else, it's nice to have another unit here. I can start building another stack, like I had mentioned. So, now the question is, do we want to maybe go down and clear out this mana node? I don't think that's going to be super useful at this point for us. So I'm less inclined to do that. I think what we are going to do with Quora's group, I don't think it's worth going for the Castle of the Lich King at this point. I just don't think we are quite strong enough or have the unit composition that I would like to go after a structure like that. So instead, we are just going to proceed that way. Now, the Prospector can hang out with the Shock Serpent. And you know what? With this Reed Serpent, we might be able to form a bit of a fighting force here. So there's a little bit of an army. We might be able to even try and clear out the Wisps here, perhaps. So that takes care of this section of the map. Let's jump down here. We've got scouts that can keep moving for us. I see a Shadow Gate over here. I would love to see what is on the other side of it. Okay, and there is another of our opponents here. Let's see. We've got Bowen. Let's see what Bowen is. Ooh, a Shadow Elf Sorcerer. Okay. So, almost certainly going to be located in the Shadow Realm. I would think that the Throne City, it will almost certainly be in the Shadow Realm. So that's very cool. That explains why we haven't met this opponent until now. Also appears to be evil. So I guess now we've met all the opponents. Remember, one of them is vanquished. That was Melenis. We killed her off pretty early. We're still working on that alliance proposal with Caradon, and then we've got now the two dwarves who are at war with each other. And now we've just met our Shadow Elf Sorcerer opponent. That's great. Very, very cool. Okay. Well, that was valuable. Now we know that there is an opponent that is in the Shadow Realm for sure, and we are going to have to get in there and clean that up. Okay, so this stack is moving over. We're going to try and just do a whole bunch of work with them in this area of the map. And now we've got a full stack. We've got pikemen. We've got a Jinn who can do some healing for us. We've got two Tigran Epsilon warriors. We've got a Node Serpent and our Sorcerer leading the stack. So, pretty decently powerful there, I think. Right, okay, and interestingly, this evil dwelling, the Shadow Demons, have made peace with us, which I thought was kind of hilarious. And now this Dragon dwelling is at peace with us, so hopefully we can get them, or excuse me, is our vassal, so that's fantastic. The nice thing, too, is we were able to clear out this Sphinx Temple, and so now we're getting some extra benefit from that income. And this stack did take a bunch of damage, though, so it'd be good to let them recover a little bit before maybe we go after our next target, which could potentially be this Sphinx Temple up here. Either that or we could start heading over into this area, but as you can see, this is the territory of Brock Goldran. So, you know, I eventually am going to want to engage in war with him, but I don't think I'm going to do that just this second. So why don't we head up this way? We can at least go and maybe grab the Sphinx Temple. In the meantime, it'll give us a chance to kind of heal up a little bit, because we did take some pretty heavy punishment. And then now it's mostly going to just be production choices. So we do have a little bit of money, so let's see what we can do here. Nurm, I'm not as keen on. Now, Hodin, this used to be the throne city of Melenis. Pretty well-developed city, admittedly. Nothing really exciting in its domain, however. Nice. Okay, if we can grow Orlaness now, unfortunately, it's kind of an unhappy city, largely just because of the terrain it's in, which is hated, as you can see. in a perfect world, I'd love to clear out this Heart of the Arctic and then get a fort up here to get control of it. But I don't really have any units in the area, and I'd have to kind of build a stack to do it. Now, maybe this little ragtag group I'm putting together over here could kind of start working on that, but that's something we're going to have to see. So, for now, this city is going to just continue being kind of not so great. This little guy can keep scouting for us. Sure, why not? Let's hop in the water here. Keep going next turn. A little bit more Shadow Realm exploration here for us. Wisp doing its thing. Right, okay, so we've now got essentially a functional army here in the Shadow Realm, which is very cool. I'm kind of tempted, though. I do want to do a bit of exploration, and I think what I'm going to do is send this Touched on down the road. And I say that because with Karzan on his way, I want to know which direction I want to send Karzan. So I think it would be useful to know kind of what would be the best course of action for him. In the meantime here, we'll just keep mining, grabbing extra resources. Okay, this Wisp can keep exploring as well, so we'll head this direction. Okay, looks like we've got Dark Elf. Interesting. Okay. So that's a new race. I haven't encountered Dark Elves before. It's a dwelling, apparently. So let's take a look. Let's negotiate. Nice. They want open borders and a peace treaty. Absolutely, I'll accept that. Let me know when you're ready to talk. They'll become our vassal in 4 turns. That's excellent. Very, very cool. So Dark Elves now. That's excellent. All right. This group's going to just stay put. This little scout can just keep moving down the road, I suppose. And now we can just finish up our production choices. So Dali Afra is pretty good city here. It's got a lot of things in its domain, and if it expands, it's going to get another gold mine. So pretty good overall there. Let me just check our throne city, make sure there's nothing else we can do here. Okay, we're working on that stone wall, so nothing in the moment. Asbandaria, we're working on our first Outcast Oil Occultist. Lasser, we're working on a Siege Workshop. So, yeah, you know what? I think developing Dali Afra is a good idea. Let's maybe get a storehouse going just to improve that growth rate. Nurm is tiny, tiny, tiny. So I think for now we'll just do merchandise across the board here. One thing that might be nice here would be public baths, just because that's going to help with the happiness. So in the interim, I am going to maybe do that. I just don't have enough gold currently. So maybe I will set that to produce, and then when we have enough gold, it will automatically kick in next turn, I think. So let's end it here. Now, the big thing is going to be, is Caradon going to accept our proposal? I would hate to have to, eventually just declare war on him, but if he's not willing to form an alliance with me, I'm not going to really have much other choice. Caradon won a battle. Oh, continues to decline it. Interesting. Alright, well, that's annoying. Don't really know what else we can do other than just continue to bribe him. I'm getting the impression maybe he thinks we're not strong enough. As in, he thinks that I would be a hindrance to him or something like that. That, his assessment of me is that I'm too weak to be his partner in an alliance. Oh, our poor scout getting ambushed by that group we had saw. Alright, well, not a huge surprise there. Ooh, domain invasion at Ripura. Let's go take a look. There was a Oh, yes, this was that dragon. Obsidian dragon with some ghosts there, so that's going to be a battle for Karzan here when he comes through. Caradon declined. We really can't afford this. I mean, I was giving you mana, but okay. Let's see. Nice, okay, Quora's egg hatched, and she now has a hunter spider. It's quite good for her. Caradon killed some orcs. Domain invasion we already looked at. Advanced logistics is done. That's going to be a big benefit for us. Just increasing our movement capability pretty much across the board universally. That's going to be very good for us. Nice. Okay, we've got, let's see, proposal, open borders, and a peace treaty. Absolutely. Happy to accept that. This is a Shadow Elf city. Keep moving here. And at this point, the goal is just to explore and see what else we can find so that we have a better idea of where we might want to send our hero. We kind of know what's in this direction already, but we don't know what was... We didn't really know what was over here, so now we have a much better idea. Let's see. So these are all joint offers. No one is proposing an alliance to become a vassal at this point, so that's important to note. Let's jump back up here. Let's have Karzan come on through. Now we should be able to beat this dragon, hopefully without too much difficulty. Important to note here, dedicated to evil. Also has mind control immunity, so there's no way we can get this thing on our side. We have to watch out for that weakening breath. That's going to be very dangerous. Something we could do as well is perhaps even just add in these other units just to have some backup for this fight. Not that we really need it per se, but can't hurt. Ooh, I like this tile set. That looks pretty cool. Kind of got this like twisted forest. Ooh, okay. You know what? I should have maybe thought of that. The dragon's going to go after my weaker units. Which is a bit unfortunate. So we're just going to have to make a charge over to try to get there to assist. Okay. And let's sprint. Maybe we can get the kill on the ghost. Yes. We can phase. Get a bit closer there. And the Spider Queen can also phase to try to get a bit closer. Melee is just going to cruise on up. Now, I want this group to turtle up as much as possible here. The Night Guard can probably try to tank most of the damage here, I'm thinking. Yeah, maybe bringing this group in wasn't the best idea. We're just going to lose a bunch of them, potentially. Because our heroes can't quite get over there, sadly. Or our hero stack, I should say. Alright, let's hit him with this. Turn him around, that's good. The Gamekeeper can advance. Ooh, and we are getting a range penalty, which is sad. Okay, let's do that. Very good. And then we can with our... Oh, you know what? Let's get in behind here. Do a big strike. And then try and finish him off here, maybe. Okay, fearsome. That's fine. We can hopefully get the kill this way. Yes. Alright, nice and clean. And importantly, no deaths. That was the big thing there for us. So, that battle is dealt with. Now we've just got to figure out kind of what we want to do next. So this group is in pretty good shape. I mean, they could, you know, definitely do some clearing for us. Nothing, you know, no heavy lifting, but they could definitely get a few things going here. Like this structure would be definitely within their ability to clear. So let's head over there. What else do we have? You know what? Again, we probably want to leave something to guard the city, though, now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe we'll send the gamekeeper back, at least to have something on the city. What else do we have? Nice. Okay, deep sea trenches finished in Gavencrest. Let's take a look here. Now we can make Merman Tritons and Baby Kraken. So the next upgrade we're going to want is probably going to be... probably the Reef Hold, I'm thinking here. That unlocks production of the Merman Reef Guard unit. And it would give us access to the Serpent Reef and the Tidal Palace. The Whispering Rocks would give us access to Treacherous Cliffs and Siren's Rock if we have the Mermaid's Cove. So I'm thinking this is probably going to be better, because I think that leads more towards like the Lord of the Deep, which is what I'm after. That's the tier 4 unit that can be produced there. This one's a nice upgrade just for the extra income it provides, honestly. But yeah, let's grab the Reef Hold here. Get that underway. Alright, so yeah, advanced logistics is done. That's huge, like I said. That is a big upgrade for us. Alright, so Quora's group, head into the Shadow Realm. Here we go. Okay, lots for us to do in here. Lots of structures to clear out. Got an Archon Fort over here. We've got a Gemstone Mine. Definitely going to want to take a stab at this Shadow Sanctuary if we can. Got a Gemstone Mine up here, as well as a Spirit Fountain. So, lots of things to do. So, let's start over here. Oh, and look at that. We've even got a spawner to deal with. So, that would be good. So, let's clear this stuff out first. I'll do it manually. I was going to do it in auto combat, but I think I'd rather focus on this. I do want to maybe try and get a couple more units just recruited to add to that other stack, even if they're just kind of cannon fodder type units. So doing it manually would be beneficial for that purpose. We're going to blast one of them. Alright, everybody's just moving up. Now this one is weakened, which means that it's going to be even more likely to get seduced, but it failed. Okay, well, it is what it is then. Let's get some healing going. Our orc could use it a bit more than my other unit, so we'll do that. And then just step over here. I think that... Oh, it doesn't quite give us the flank, but we can maybe get a stun. Okay, resisted the stun. That's fine. The rock could probably finish him off here. I'm just going to get him to turn if I can. Yeah, that's what I want. Okay, well, that was the kill. I was going to let the orcs potentially get the kill there, but that's fine. Just because the orcs need more experience. The Nomad Rock is already a champion level 1. These guys don't even have their first medal, so... That was my thought process, but that's totally okay. We can clear this out. Some undead and shadow demons to deal with here. Should be relatively straightforward. We are just going to cruise right up the middle here. Don't really need to play it all that safe. We've got overwhelming force here, so nothing to really be all that concerned about. Plus, we've got a good source of healing in our Epimelid. Ha! Just one-shotted that ghost. Shadow Demon Larva can really get blasted pretty good here, so let's do that. Excellent. There's a nice kill. Let our Wandering Blade get over there and do some good damage. Kill the Lost Soul. Heal up our Spitting Spider, because why not? And that should be it. Okay, we did take a little bit of damage, but nothing crazy. Let's go for some experience. There it is. No healing of ability there, so we'll just go for the kill with our orcs. Yeah, unfortunately, that men magical being, none of these units are considered magical beings, so unable to use that to heal them. Now, we did get a giant red beetle, which I'm going to send back and have potentially join in this group here. Like I said, I was trying to build a bit of a stack here, so I'm going to have this beetle join in with this group, and then we can start maybe clearing things out. So this army, like I said, we are sending them underground to pursue that quest. Now, whether or not they are realistically able to get down there, I'm almost tempted to divert and clear out this ruin, but I think going for the quest is the best bet. Alright, what else do we have here? Nice, we have an observatory, storehouse, siege workshop, and a stone wall all finished. Summon Node Serpent is ready to go, so we can add that in wherever it's needed. Alright, now, can we engage this battle here? We should be able to. Okay, nice. We will say let them run. Oh, look at that. Raging Maelstrom's giving us a Hunter Spider and an old cuirass of the Lizard Man. That's pretty good. Let's take that reward. Equip that for our Theocrat, and then who needs a mount? Our rogue definitely would benefit from a mount, so let's send this over to her. Perfect. Alright, and then next turn we will head over and try to clear out this Raging Maelstrom. Once that's clear, we can even maybe think about going after this monument of the... I think this is a monument of the Ashen Rose, if it's called, or something like that. We could try that. And then I think it's better to get back on land with this group, because they're really not meant for water combat. That's not really what that stack is most built for. Let's see what else we've got. Now, this group can finally get into action. Got a tomb up here that would be probably worth clearing. However, might be better to do a little bit of other work first, just because we don't have any experience currently. That said, let's take a look. Maybe it's not that strong. You know what? Some wraiths, a couple of ghosts, and a lost soul. I think we can handle that. I mean, don't get me wrong. We will have to be careful here. These wraiths are quite powerful. The Wraith King is one of my all-time favorite units in the game. And the Wraith is also pretty good, just the standard Wraith. But, alright, let's jump up. Get some good damage there. And, ooh, you know what, though? Now the problem is, let's get in there and kill the Wraith if we can. Oh, we didn't quite get the kill. Shoot. You know what, I'm bit off a little more than I can chew now that I'm looking at this, unfortunately. We'll get in there and do a defensive strike. Yeah, that lifesteal is going to make this a lot harder than I was thinking it would. Well, shoot. And the Djinn can step up. You know what? I might need to assist here a little bit, maybe with like a fireball or something. Let's at least kill that Wraith off, just to help. Okay, we should be fine now. I got a little nervous there, but I think we're going to be okay. There's a good kill. We can step up with our Sorcerer and blast the Wraith, get the kill. Yes, that's great. Ghost should be toast. So yeah, maybe even using that spell was probably overkill. But better to be safe than sorry. Do a little bit of healing there. And then our Epsilon Warrior can go up, do a defensive strike. Nice. Yeah, that went super well. Ooh, and unfortunately, that now means we can't summon the Node Serpent this turn, but you know what? Like I said, better safe than sorry. Wow, and look at this. A legendary jewel item, the Silver Aegis Ring that gives 40% physical protection. That is super powerful. And you know what? I might as well just give that to the Sorcerer because why the heck not? Alright, and then next turn we'll head over and go for this Flow Rock Quarry, clear out the Magma Forge, this trading post, and then we can probably think about absorbing this vassal here relatively soon. Maybe even this turn, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, you know what? Let's do it. Let's join the Empire, and we can start working on development here. So, what are our options? We do want the city to grow. It's going to grow in 4 turns. Builder's Hall would be nice. Let's do that. Very good. Okay, other choices here. The Rogue can clear out the Sphinx Temple, so let's do that. Again, we have to be careful. You can see we did take a lot of damage in that last fight, so maybe we'll just wait a turn. Everybody's already out of movement, so let's just wait a turn. It's not going to matter. And that way we get a little bit more health back before we try the battle. Ooh, and look at that. Okay, meta dwelling, some dragons. They want us to pay them to have a peace treaty. Well, I'm not really that keen on that at the moment, so no. Ooh, and unfortunately these shadow demons are going to make life tough for me, so I'm going to run into the mountains here just to try to keep my scout alive. Okay, meanwhile, this scout can do some exploration. Okay, so here is a city that belongs to my Shadow Elf opponent. What else we have going on? Quora's done her thing already, so she's done. Jump back up to the surface. I think our Theocrat, all of our major stacks have done their thing, except, and Karzan, I think, has as well. Let me just double check that. Yeah, so he's done. So everybody's pretty much done their main stuff. So now it's time to do a research choice here. We could go for the Eldritch Horror. That would only take 5 turns. We're still going to have that problem of it takes 5 turns to summon them, though. Again, Shadow Realm Advantage is looking pretty appealing, just given that we are in a situation right now where a lot of our units are in the Shadow Realm. So I think I might go for that, just to help them perform a little better in the Shadow Realm, given that that's where we're focusing a good chunk of our attention. And now that we know one of our opponents is in the Shadow Realm, we're going to have to fight there regardless. So I think it's worth improving our performance in that area. Ooh, nice. The Shadow Elf Storm Priest is a really good unit. Getting a temple wouldn't be bad. Again, the Siege Workshop definitely would be helpful, but I think I'm more inclined to go for the Temple at this point, just to have those Storm Priests available if needed. So, production-wise here, let's just see what else. Zardor has a choice. That's our new Tigran village here. Relatively new. Get a lab going. Not the worst. It's not that expensive. Yalassir, this city has been pretty good for us here. Now, our throne also has options. They're expensive, however. We would need a hospital or a master's guild to continue really upgrading the city. Oh, and it's such a shame. We're at 98 production income. If we could get this up to 100, that would mean we could do the barracks in a single turn or the sand tower in a single turn. So that's a huge benefit to get this up to 100. Wouldn't really matter for the hospital or the master's guild, however. Like I said, though, we just don't have enough gold at the moment. I mean, if we were to undo this, we're still only at 200, which isn't, unfortunately, is not enough for either structure. So realistically, we might just have to wait to really do anything else there. Yalassir, on the other hand, we could... Well, there really isn't a whole lot we can do here either, unless we go for maybe a temple. Don't hate that idea. Let's get that going. Well, that's pretty much it for our gold situation, so we'll tell everyone else to just chill out. Oh, interesting. Okay, so here's our Shadow Elf opponent with a city in the... on the surface world here. Alright, so I'm going to just keep mining away. Right. Wisp can keep doing its thing, so let's see what we find. Kind of thinking maybe going this way just for... I was going to follow this road, but I kind of want to see what's over to the left. Tarzan's group can just chill out. Then otherwise, it's just going to be merchandise across the board here, and that's it for the turn. So kind of uneventful. I can't afford any of these joint offers at the moment, so... All right, let's end it. Ooh, hang on. Did we send... Almost forgot. I do want to send Caradon additional resources here. I want to just keep trying to buff our relationship with him as much as I can. So, let's go over to mana. We're just going to send him like 500 mana. And then we're going to end it there. I don't think we can improve the relationship standing any further beyond friendly, though. Like, I don't think there's, like, another level beyond that. So I don't know. Maybe we're kind of at the end of our options, and we will have to just eventually fight him. Kind of disappointing. Like, I was really hoping to have... to form an alliance organically with one of the opponents, but... if it's not going to work, it's not going to work, so... In the meantime here, I think I'm probably going to start positioning to declare war on Brock Goldrand pretty soon. So my units are kind of stuck around here without a whole lot to do. Same goes for the Theocrat. I want my Theocrat to be able to head over there in the next... I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 turns from now we're going to declare war on him. Caradon's happy to take my mana, I guess. Let's see, what's he doing over here? So he's still just kind of cruising around with a stack. I wonder if that army's going to fight him. Boy, this would be a pretty good city to absorb here eventually. It's got ancient ruin. It's got a Sphinx temple. It's got a farm. Maybe that tomb if it grows enough. Let's see. So we accepted the proposal. Show the proposal. Okay. Yeah, and I think we're probably still friendly. Let's take a look. Right. Now we're at 1,500. I don't think... Again, going higher and higher, I don't know if that's even going to matter. Because I don't think we can improve our relationship any further beyond that, really. Let's just see. Are they still at war? Ooh, they are. Ooh, and it looks like Olarmian is at war with Boan. Let's see. Is Brock at war? No, they haven't met yet. At war with Olarmian only. But Olarmian is at war with Boan and Brock. So that's kind of interesting. Okay. Asbandaria finished that Oil Occultist. That's great. Very powerful unit. You know what? Now, here is something we could try. We could send this Oil Occultist over this way and have it go and help clear this part of the Arctic out. Could join up with a couple units out of the Throne City here and maybe make a push for that. Remember, we've got these units over here that we're kind of massing. So let's see, we can engage this battle quickly. Now, we have to be careful. We've got this sort of ragtag team that's not really going to be well suited for this sort of fight. Shock Serpent, thankfully, will be resistant to a lot of the damage they can do. These wisps, that is, the shock damage. Okay, we just want to hit them and then have them start moving towards us. That's really all we want here. There it is. Okay. Now, we are going to just go in for the flank there. And there's the nice kill on that side. Meanwhile, the beetle's going to just keep moving around. Oh, and not enough for the kill. Shoot, I was hoping we would get that finish. We might lose the Reed Serpent, unfortunately, here. Oh, interesting. Okay, it went after the Shock Serpent. I would not have expected that. Well, let's do this then. Nice, and there's the kill. Level up for our Reed Serpent. Very good. Recouping some of that mana we spent. Like I said, we're going to head over this direction. Might even see if we can go through and clear out this Well of Souls. Probably a tall order, given that there's 4 of these crows along with that carrion bird. Let's see, what else can we do here? Quora is going to be ready to go in the Shadow Realm, so we can grab her. Ooh, and look at this. Okay, so let's go fight that dragon. This is going to be a tricky battle. We have to be careful. I mean, we are strong enough. We shouldn't have too much difficulty, but don't want to take this lightly by any stretch here. So I think the big thing is going to be we want to make sure we get our... probably our rock in fighting the dragon, I think, would be best. Ouch, that hurt. Lightning Sprite. Thankfully, the Obsidian Dragon is not... I mean, it's powerful, but it's not, like, obscenely powerful, which is good. It does have Fearsome, though. That's the one thing you gotta watch out for. Let's see, maybe we can get a stun here. No such luck, but did do some pretty good damage at the very least. Now, I wonder if we cruise right over with our Spitting Spider... Oh, dang. Something in the way there. That's too bad. Alright, well, let's fly in behind, go for the big flank here. Nice, we resisted the Fearsome, which is good. Our Orc can go in and get a flank shot as well, or just move in and kill the Lightning Sprite. But I think getting in behind and going for that... Nice, resisted that Fearsome as well. The Nymph can just hang out with Quora. Alright, I'm a little worried about getting flanked here a whole bunch. And Quora's going to get beat up. Okay, no problem there. We survived that. Just got to bail out our leader here, which shouldn't be all that difficult. There's a good flank shot. Use the Spitting Spider to finish off the Sprite. Quora could just go for a web here, but might be better. We'll definitely drop a heal on Quora just to make sure she's feeling good. Kill off the ghost up there while we can. And then, you know what? Let's just finish this carrion bird the old-fashioned way. Alright, nice and clean. Takes care of that group. And then we've got this Shadow Node here, guarded by a Shadow Elf Umbral Weaver. So this is a Shadow Elf unit. And I believe there's also an Umbral Weaver Charioteer that is like, if I remember correctly, the Tier 3 racial unit for Shadow Elves. This is the unchariotted version. Considered a support unit. Has Inflict Marked by Shadows, Inflict Blinded, Inflict Chilling. It's considered a floating unit. Very cool. Alright, well, let's cruise on over. See if we can eliminate this group. Now, you know what? If we can get that Umbral Weaver as a unit of ours, I don't think it had Mind Control immunity. No, it does not. So that's when we can try and seduce, perhaps. Let's see. Who could use a little bit of health? Probably the orcs. Let's start with them. That way, at least healing is on a cooldown, so we can start working on getting it back. Okay, everybody else is just gonna kind of cruise on up here. And we don't have to be too aggressive. These little lightning sprites are annoying. We can just beat this one to death. Yep, no problem there. There's that kill. And step over and get the finish there. And now, ideally, we want the nymph to get in there and seduce. So I'm gonna put the nymph here. Could try for a stun. No luck. Alright, that's fine. And then let's go for the seduce. Perfect. Alright, so now we got a support unit, which is going to get the benefit of inflict stun. Thundering Warhammer, some extra knowledge, and some gold. Or we could just sell this all for 212 gold. The knowledge, I don't think it's going to make that big a difference, so I'm more inclined to just sell this for gold, honestly. That's what I'm going to do. Nice, okay, level up for Quora. She's now level 11. Can get Master Illusionist. All units in the hero's army gain invisibility. Not as keen on that, quite frankly. You know what, let's just make her a little bit stronger here. We'll just boost her health a little bit. Boost her defense. Sure, we can give her projectile reflection, I guess. Sure, why not? Yeah, so let's just take a look here. What does this unit get as it levels up? Shadow Artifact. We're not 100% sure what that does, but very cool to have a support unit that has floating. Wouldn't be bad, perhaps. Has projectile resistance, and there we go, and inflicts stun as the benefit. Very, very cool. So, has phase as well, thanks to that. So, very good upgrades, thanks to being a support unit. Right. Now, we can't make it over the mountains this turn, but next turn we'll head over and try to clear out that dark portal, which is guarded by a mixed bag of units. That takes care of Quora. Now, Tarzan can start going nuts, clearing things out here if we wanted. So let's do that. I don't think we have anybody that can convert any of these units. I'm going to try this one in auto combat. Yeah, no problem. Nice. Okay, we got better at governing nomads. That's fantastic. Let's see. The military one, Nomad War Elephant, gain armor-piercing, polearm, and +1 defense. That'd be great, except we're really not using any of them at this point. Barracks make Nomad Archer, Infantry, and Irregular units less gold to produce, and Nomad Cities generate extra production. I like that upgrade, so we're going to grab that. That is a big buff, though, for the... Oh, look at this. Okay, we've got a whole bunch of Archon units guarding this, and they are going to run, so we will let them run. Oh, and look at that. A Hunter Spider mount, Bracelet of Blight, and some gold. I'm not really that keen on the bracelet, but another Hunter Spider I'm happy to take. So we will sell this off. Now we just got to figure out which hero needs a mount. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. Tarzan does not have a mount, so there we go. Now he's got a Hunter Spider mount. That's great. So he's got Webbing Touch and that Blight Protection, which is very good for him. So, excellent. And then, yeah, you know what? It would be good to clear out this watchtower just for the extra vision, I think. Meanwhile, this group... So we're going to put this guy on the city just to help guard it for now. Oh, and you know what? I completely forgot with Tarzan. I wanted to clear out this Beacon of Light and this Raven's Keep. You know what? Maybe once we've cleared this watchtower, we turn around and we go back that way. I totally forgot about that. Oh well, not the end of the world. Okay, here's an outpost. They want us to pay them to make peace. Not really that keen on doing that. All right. Yeah, so that's definitely what we're going to do. We'll clear this watchtower, then we're going to turn around and come back and clear this stuff out. Totally forgot about that. You know what? This stack I'm actually going to send down this way. They can probably clear out these production resources themselves. This might be a little out of their pay grade, this Forge of Dreams. But just because it's got a lot of tier 2 units in it, and a tier 3, but we can at least clear this out. Alright. So Shadow Realm's more or less dealt with. Alright, so now our Theocrat can head over. Let's clear this one out. Do this manually just because it's in the water and I'm a little nervous about it. I'm not, like, legitimately concerned, but I just don't want the AI kind of doing anything wacky. Alright, Saber-Tooth Chariot can advance. We'll get our Theocrat up a little bit, but we do have to be cautious. Let's throw a debuff on here. Get our Shield Biter up there, our Smuggler, Beetle Knight. Alright, here they come. Ooh, going after our Chariot, that's fine. You know what? We can let them have it here. Nice. There's a good kill. Might as well charge over and do some work on that side. Let's blast this guy for some damage. Nice, there's a stun. There's a kill. Smuggler can help out a little bit. Line of sight penalty, unfortunately, but at least soften him up a touch. A wing beat, okay, that's fine. Gives me a chance to drop a heal on whoever needs it the most. Which I would say is the Beetle Knight. Chieftain actually can also drop a heal, so we could put that on... who needs it here? Let's see, the Beetle Knight... Oh, the Chariot could actually use it more, so... Let's get a regen on the Chariot. Perfect. And then, to get the kill here, the Smuggler can help out, or the Beetle Knight, I guess, could. I'll just cruise around with the Smuggler to turn him. Nice. And the Beetle Knight can get the flank kill. Alright, very nice. Melee weapon and a Totem of Health for some extra hit points. Yeah, sure, I'll take that. There we go. A little bit of a boost for our Theocrat. Now, we've got this Monument of the Ashen Rose, which, again, is tempting, but this group is not really optimized for water combat, so that's probably a little bit of a risk. I think I'd rather head back this way and try to make landfall over on this side of things, to be perfectly honest. Oh, there's a part of me that wants to at least see what's there, though. I have to figure out, too, where do I want to add in this Node Serpent? Like, I could add the Node Serpent into the Theocrat stack here. Like, I could move off the Smuggler as an example, and you know what? I might do that. Okay, here's what I'll do then. Let's go see what's in here. Ooh, okay, we've got Lord of the Tides. Then we've got some Tritons. So this is a variant of Lord of the Deep, it looks like. So he's got Hatch Crab, spawns a Snapper Crab from target corpse of a former living unit. It's kind of neat. Waves of Brine, launches cones of brine that deal damage to all units caught in the attack. He's got Mind Control immunity, projectile resistance. He's considered an irregular unit, which is kind of cool. And he's got a little bit of fire protection as well. So, and he's a polearm unit. But he doesn't have First Strike, which is kind of interesting. Wonder if he gets that as he levels up, maybe? Let's see. Crippling Wounds, Total Awareness, Ranged Guard Breaker. Wow, so you could break your guard with a ranged attack, I'm assuming. That's kind of interesting. Yeah, probably not going to be a good idea for us to do this battle, so I'm going to abort that. And this group, like I said, we're going to try and head over this way to make landfall. And I am going to summon the Node Serpent in to join this group. And this little guy can... we'll figure out what we want to do with him. Maybe we'll head into the Shadow Realm with him as well. You know what? I think that's a great place to end the episode. There's still a few things left to do, but overall, I think we are making good progress, and we're making good progress in the Shadow Realm especially, where now we've got our hero to really help us out. So, again, I made a stupid mistake of not using Karzan right off the hop to clear out these more powerful structures, but we're going to fix that shortly. We're going to use them to just grab this watchtower, and then we will turn around, come back, and clear those out. I suppose the good news is we're getting a little bit more experience with them before we perhaps commit to these higher level structures. So, all right, let's save it here. So we're going to call this one episode 14. As always, guys, thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it, and I'll see you in the next one.